Hey everybody, welcome back to the Dice Tower. My name is Z Garcia.
And I'm Mike Delisio.
We are at the Annex. If you haven't noticed, I'm invading Mike here. Last week was GenCon.
It was.
This week, we are making good on our predictions that we said would come true, would come to fruition during GenCon. If you have not seen that video, it was a combination predictions Q&A stream that we put out. We'll give you a link to that in the body, in the comments down below, the description down below. But now we are going to check out how well we did. Did we knock it out of the park? Did we get a single one of these? Did we not do any of them at all? Let's find out.
So we had 16 total predictions, is that correct?
We had 16 predictions. We came up with most of them, and our audience threw a few out at us. And we've got them all written down. Like I said, they were in that video, and we're going to go right down the list. We're going to start with number 1, security will be heightened. And we thought this might be true because there was a big hoopla last year of a pallet of Magic the Gathering cards being stolen from GenCon. And I'll tell you what, it didn't feel like security was heightened this year.
It really didn't. I mean, it didn't feel like there was lack of security. I will tell you one thing I noticed this year that was different, and I wish I thought of it when we were going through and whether we were answering them. For the first time ever for me, I saw uniformed police officers in the vendor hall. Okay. Not many, like at least twice, I saw a single uniformed officer in the vendor hall. So I have to adjust
then.
this. Yeah.
Maybe it was then heightened. I did not notice that. I didn't see it. It was not, for me, in my opinion, it wasn't noticeably heightened.
Not
but
really.
It sounds like they put some things into place to just take care of that.
I think to have more presence, maybe. Because again, it's not like every time I walked the vendor hall I saw a police officer, but twice I did, and I don't remember ever seeing a uniformed police officer in the vendor hall before.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
All right, well, there you go. I guess Mike did notice some of that. It didn't seem that way to me. Prediction number 2, Colossal Cat in the Box from Bezier Games will sell out day 1. And this was Mike's prediction. I want to mention again that it was Mike's prediction because he was dead wrong. Wasn't even close.
Yeah, I blew it.
They did not run out at all. And I will say this, in your defense, they were selling that game there for $100, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I believe that's
what
the case.
I heard.
Yeah.
Somebody went by our booth, and I believe that's what they said. They had one.
Unless that was a bundle price, I'm not
sure. It's
yeah.
possible. I know the game on Kickstarter was $59, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And then you could get the plushie add-on. That was a little more.
Right.
But it's certainly not a small price, whether it's 60 or 100.
Right.
And it is really just a big edition of a small card game.
Yeah.
So that wasn't selling out there.
Yeah, they definitely were selling, but it was not. I didn't look ever like it was in danger of selling out.
Right. Number 3, an increase in trading card game activity, meaning announcements, sales, etc. And I would say that this is a kinda. I'm giving this one like an ish. I saw a lot of Lorcana cards being signed in the artist's alley.
Yes.
There were a lot of artists there. People were bringing out their Lorcana cards, having them signed by the artists who worked on them. I consider that an increase in that.
Yeah.
There was also a lot of altered TCG, an upcoming trading card game that did very well in crowdfunding. They had upcoming storage solutions being shown at the Asmodee booth. They had banners. There was a lot of attention.
There was, and there was even more of a presence outside of the vendor hall in the main one of those halls. They have other halls that are for tournaments and just various things. And I saw a lot of altered. They had a whole area there.
Yeah, I'm assuming they must have been showing it somewhere.
Yeah.
I didn't get to sit down and demo the game. But I've heard, it seems to be a big one. It seems like it's going to get some attention. This is now the 3rd trading card game in as many years to be getting that much attention.
That's
with Lorcana, with the Star Wars Unlimited game, and now Altered. That's quite a bit of, again, games that make a splash, or I think will. So there you go. That's our number 3. So far, how are we doing? Like 2 for 3, 2 out of 3.
Yeah. 2 out of 3-ish.
All right, number 4. Spin Master will have a very limited amount of the San Diego Comic-Con promos for sale, limited by day. And indeed they did.
They did, but they weren't for sale. To be fair, they were they were giveaways.
And they were selling Witching Hour.
Oh, that's true. They were.
They were selling Witching Hour. They had a few each day, if I'm not mistaken. And they had a few of the other promos that they were giving away. Yes. But I know there were several folks I saw and talked to that were very happy they were able to pick up Witching Hour there. It will be available from what I understand later on, but they had some there.
Yeah, it looks like it could be, because it's in packaging, right? There's a box and a SKU and everything. Yeah. So, yeah, I would think that that's going to be available at some point.
All right, this one came to us from a viewer of the Q&A. Jennifer said, Dest Tower will come back with more games than previous years. And I'm going to say no on that one. But to be fair, we also received several of the hot games even earlier in studio before we went to GenCon. So say Cities, for example, I would say was one of the hot games there.
Rock Hard,
1977. There were a few of them we had seen, we were aware
Comic
of.
Hunters, clearly.
Comic Hunters, yes. So, no, I don't think we came back with more than in previous years, is my estimation. But that doesn't mean there were fewer games. It just means we got to see some earlier. Yeah,
it seems like this year there were more of the Gen Con releases that we actually got pre-Gen Con than in previous years.
Yeah, we're always happy to be able to tell you about it before you have to show up and decide if you want to put some money down. All right, number 6. Fantasy Flight Games will announce a brand new game and start selling it there. That was my prediction. They've done such things in the past. As far as I know, they did not do that. No. They did have one game in a glass sort of, what do you call that? In a display case. Yeah. They had covered up. They had something covered up with a purple velvet sheet. And I filmed it. I was like, ooh, what could this be? Well, it ends up being an upcoming campaign for Arkham Horror, the card game. Yeah. I forget which one it is. It is basically it's Cthulhu-centric. Yeah. So finally, Cthulhu himself, is coming to Arkham Living card game.
So there was no Cthulhu presence.
Right.
Wow.
It's never been in the card game, technically.
Wow. That's interesting.
Cthulhu is on the cover, and it will be in that scenario.
Okay.
So,
all right.
I can't remember exactly which one it is now, but I have footage of it. You'll see it. Yeah. And it's not available. It was not available right away. It's coming later. Sticking with Fantasy Flight Games, number 7. This one came to us from Charles Franklin. Said, FFG will do an Android thing. And he was dead wrong. There was no Android thing.
No Android. As a matter of fact, they had a sign up at their booth that said Android with the red circle and slash.
That's right.
They disown everything about Android.
Number 8, there will be a surprise unmatched character release. This was Mike's prediction. And Mike, I don't. You're having an off day, clearly.
Look,
I don't know what you were thinking.
Sometimes you can go the safe route. Right? You can go the safe route and pick the things that are very likely to happen. I wanted to come in with something with a splash, right?
You did, yeah.
I mean, I thought maybe they would, even if it was like a previously out of print that they re-released or something.
Okay,
I thought that something like that might happen. It did not. Did not. But I don't know. I have a feeling something's coming soon. I don't know why. I feel like there's something.
A secret, something we haven't heard about. We know that Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, that's been announced. They will come to crowdfunding.
And they had some early versions of the minis.
They did, enlarged for detail. It was really cool looking stuff. It was. But no surprise release character.
I tried.
You did. Number 9, ARCs will sell out before the weekend.
That was also mine.
That was also you, and this is a tricky one. So they had, from what you told me, they allocated some each day. Many companies will do this. They don't want them, they want people to come on Sunday only to have access to some of them. And so you said they allocated...
I believe I heard 200 per day.
Okay.
And I will say that every single day, with time to spare, they sold out of those 200.
So that counts.
To me, this counts. And because I think if they had taken all, 1,000 games?
It's 4 days.
800 games.
There you go.
If I'm right. Those, I believe, would have sold out before Saturday if they were all there, and they may not have made it through Thursday. It was
The game was hot. It was hot. Yeah, I mean, 200 a day is not nothing, folks.
No.
Many companies don't sell 200 games.
Yeah, they may do a 500 print run, and that never get reprinted.
Right. It's possible. That's a very small print run, to be fair, but to get that many there isn't that easy. They did very well, and I would say this one you knocked out of the park. They sold out. For the weekend, no, but that wasn't possible.
I would say that was one of the 3 hottest games at GenCon.
Yeah, I would say so. Number 10, we predicted a surprise celebrity spotting. I did not see any celebrities that I wasn't expecting to see there. Jackie Fox was certainly there. She is the designer of Rock Hard 77, but we expected her to be there.
Yeah, we knew she was going to be there.
She was.
She was great. It was really nice to meet her.
I got to meet her as well, and it was, lovely. She is a lovely person. I did hear that Matthew Lillard, who is co-owner of Beetle and Grimm,
who had a booth there.
I heard he was there. I did not see him. Somebody told me he was indeed, or had been, in the building.
All right.
So if he was indeed there, that kind of counts.
Yes, I would say so.
I mean, it certainly counts in the he's a celebrity part. He certainly is. I didn't see him, and that's kind of what I heard, so I'm giving myself a half point for
I think half point is fair, yes.
All right, number 11 here was a prediction of more duel versions of things. There's another announcement for a new duel.
Right.
I said Wingspan Duel. That didn't happen. And we saw Everdell Duo. That was there.
Just a demo.
That a demo. We knew that was coming. It wasn't really fair.
Yeah, we knew that was coming. But there was a surprise.
Yeah, there was. Big banner of it.
Yeah,
you pointed it out to me.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's Monumental Duel, all right? And it's in 3 different versions. There's 3 different editions of Monumental Duel. They were not for sale there.
Right.
But I believe they were demoing, and they certainly were advertising. And in big advertising. There's no question about that. And so I did not know that. I'm very aware of the disgruntled people because of the FunForge Kickstarter for the expansion of Monumental.
Right.
Count me amongst one of them. I backed it on Kickstarter. I have not received it either. The last 2 years at GenCon, they've had the retail edition of the expansion for sale.
Oof.
Okay?
Yeah.
I have not purchased it because I want to wait for the one that I paid for with the miniatures. Okay. So be that as it may, because they are no longer a Kickstarter company, I have higher hopes that Monumental Duel will actually be out retail sooner than later.
Okay.
That's my hope. Because of some of those debacles with Monumental and others, FunForge, quite honestly, has had struggles with Kickstarter for a while, all the way back to the Tokaido campaign that I can remember.
That's right.
They've come out and said, we're no longer going to do Kickstarter. So
I didn't know that. There you go.
Yep.
All right, number 12 is Tom/Joey will eat something at GenCon that is unprecedented, that perhaps no human should eat. And I think so.
Yeah,
I think we got this one right. So
we'll
GenCon had a, like the GenCon pizza. They do weird stuff.
Hot Box Pizza is the official pizza of GenCon.
So they do one for GenCon, and it had... So let me see if I remember here. I know the one thing that I remember very distinctly is there's crushed Doritos on it.
I think on the top, yeah.
And then like verde sauce or something. There was a lot of stuff on it.
There was just stuff happening.
Beans. It had beans in it. Yeah. So it's kind of like nachos on a pizza. I think it's kind of what they were going for.
Yeah, and I think there was a name for it that I can't remember, but Joey gave it his own name. He coined a new title for this pizza.
I haven't heard this.
He was calling it dorm room floor pizza.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. And there is video evidence on one of our vlogs of Tom and Joey both eating that dorm room floor pizza. Yeah. And so I did not have it.
I saw it. I was out there at one point. I saw an ad for it, and I thought, I could. Or I could just get some pepperoni pizza.
That's correct.
I indeed did that.
Yep.
He also had various pieces of candy, and I do use kind of candy in the loosest
Joey
of senses.
specifically, yeah.
Joey did. We had candy that we got from, it was Mexican candy, I think it is. It's very spicy.
Yes.
It has like tahini in it and some chewy mango and tahini in it.
Right.
I had some. It was like, oh, this is an experience. Joey had some of that. He also had the licorice candy.
Yeah, Rainer from the
Borden Dice.
Borden Dice, thank you. For many years has brought this. He calls it Swedish candy, but then Finnish people come on and say it's Finnish candy. So I'll go with that. It's very salty.
Right.
And quite disgusting in my...
It's like really like... It reminds me, or it puts in mind what I assume they give to horses before they race. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of like a...
It's like that rock salt. It's kind of like, so the horse will drink more water.
Or like what they do to boxers,
smelling
salts. Yeah. It's like the candy version of smelling salts.
It's really something. It's very powerful stuff. So he had some of that too.
And he brings it because every year there's somebody who hasn't heard. Anybody who's heard of this candy or knows someone who's had it will avoid it very, very much. This was a Kenny, both of those candies. He hit Joey with them back to back. That's also on the vlog.
Right.
So he hit him.
Kenny's a total troll.
Yeah, Rainer came and hit him with the candy from Finland. And then right after he was done with that, Kenny trolled him with the Mexican candy.
Yeah.
And Joey, you could tell, acting or not acting, Joey was legitimately disgusted on both occasions. So
I do love how Rainer's always like, oh, my daughter loves it, though. She can't get enough. This is her treat whenever she's good. I'm like, you're a monster.
You're really pushing it now.
All right, my number 13 here. So we guessed, and this I think was Camilla's prediction, that the balloon structure would be a superhero theme or a superhero scene. It wasn't. It was gnomes, but not just that. It was also sponsored by the Op and their game Gnome Hollow, which was also there, doing very well. Never seen that before. Never seen the balloon structure sponsored by anything other than just GenCon.
Yeah,
like Dragon, whatever.
Hero with sword. Yeah, I don't believe I've ever seen a sponsored publisher balloon structure, but it was a great looking structure. I mean, my goodness,
tremendous.
Yeah, really nice.
It was very different, and obviously we weren't right. Not superheroes. But maybe in the future, maybe our prediction videos in the future will be which game will sponsor the balloons.
Oh, yeah. If this becomes a thing, that would be a fun prediction.
Right.
That would be a fun prediction. There's a funny story behind 14, actually.
Right.
I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
I don't know. So 14 is Tom will purchase something from the Artist's Alley, that sort of area, that features a dragon.
Okay. So I believe you were in the room. I was in the back room. We had a little room for the first time this year with a curtain closing. Nothing's fancy or special. And so I was back in the room. Camilla was back in the room. Were you in the room?
I was in there,
and Z was in the room. One of these days, Tom walked in and he was carrying a bunch of art. Yeah. And he barely put his foot inside the curtain, and Camilla flipped out. She's like, Don't show us. And Tom was like freaking out.
Yes.
He had no idea what was going on.
Right.
And so we were like, reveal, because he had several pieces of art. She's like, reveal them one at a time.
That's right.
And Tom still had no idea what we were talking about. And so he revealed the first one, and it was not.
It was not a dragon.
And so we were very clearly upset.
Yeah.
And we're like, reveal the next one. He revealed the next one. It was not a dragon.
Right.
And so we were starting to get despondent at that point. And I think the third one was the first dragon.
He shows one, and it's a big old dragon. It's like front and center, a dragon.
And there was like this loud, raucous cheer from this room that people on the outside probably had no idea. We're like, yes! We were all excited because we knew we hit one of our predictions.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, he had several dragons, actually.
He loves dragons. I figured he would. So we got that one right. We nailed that one. Number 15, Mike, this was you. You were saying that Spin Master would have a Deadpool and Wolverine game announcement. I think that was you. Was that me?
No,
or was that you?
it was definitely me. I was definitely hitting. I was.
It's a good prediction, though.
Yeah, I was trying for this would have been a big thing, but
this would have been. This is not that unlikely, honestly.
No, it's really not.
That they would announce a Deadpool and Wolverine game there. It's not that unlikely. I think I added on that. I said, I could see that, and I think it'll be a party game.
Right.
This Spin Master, they've done the Deadpool party kind of game before. But no, there was no such thing, which, honestly, I'm kind of surprised they did.
Yeah.
And I assume it's coming soon. Something's coming soon.
Something's got to be.
That movie's making bank.
Yeah, this year, the Spin Master booth was all about comic hunters.
It really was. They had this amazingly decorated booth that looked like a comic book store.
Right.
Yeah. It was really neat. But anyway, no surprise Deadpool and Wolverine game announcement.
Right.
And then lastly, this is a little bit of a whimper here at the end, but Exploding Kittens, we guessed that they would be doing something extra. That might have come from our chat, actually.
I wouldn't put we in there because I don't think I had anything to do with that.
I think maybe that was somebody in chat. I don't know who had said it, so I didn't attribute it to anybody, but not that we noticed. There wasn't anything extra that they did that we noticed.
Right.
They were... Yeah, and there were several booths that did very interesting things. I know DeVere, they had, again, I didn't even see this, I don't know where it was, but they had the stage for Rock Hard 77.
It wasn't in the vendor hall, it was outside.
Yeah, they had, some booths certainly went above and beyond. Nothing registered from Exploding Kittens as, ooh, that's quite the thing. I know the eBay booth, they really go all out.
They do, yeah.
Asmodee, certainly, they're very big, so they had quite the presence there.
The Op, for the first time, had this second story where it was kind of like an observation area.
That's right.
Yeah, which was cool.
Yeah. So lots going on. Very interesting booths. A lot of nice, well put together booths, big and small. I mean,
I'm going to toot our horn here.
Yeah.
The best Dice Tower booth at GenCon ever, I believe.
Yeah. We had a nice amount of room. We had a photo booth that I know a lot of you enjoyed, and if you did come out and have your photo taken with it, thank you.
Yes.
If you pulled us over and took a photo with us, thank you. Very much enjoyed that.
Yep.
We had that room in the back, which was lovely to be able to, put some things away and have a seat for a moment. And
we had a Jasper table from All Play there for our games.
Right.
We played games at the booth.
That's right.
It was just a much more spacious area where we could more easily interact with fans than we would have in the past. Because oftentimes what would happen is there'd be a bunch of us kind of behind the booth or behind the merchandise area, and people would have a really hard time.
It's sort of like, can I take a picture?
Go
let
past
me
4 or 5 people.
Crawl out from behind here and jump over stuff. So. Yeah, I think that's it. So, we had a good time. We'll keep it to the predictions for now. I'm sure we'll talk more about Gen Con as a whole later on. But I think as far as the predictions go, I'd give us a solid C-.
I would say C- is about where I would go. Yeah, like a 6.5 out of 10. That would be like a C-, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. No seal of approval on these predictions. But we're not so far away that it's embarrassing, Yeah,
and I think some of these, we were just slightly ahead of the curve. That Deadpool and Wolverine prediction, I think that's coming. I'm literally pulling things out of a hat.
We have no idea.
I have no idea, but I could see such a thing happening. Charles Franklin, the android thing, no, that's not
that was clearly not there.
Anyway, folks, that's going to do it for us. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Z Garcia.
I'm Mike DeLisio.
We'll catch you on the next one. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Hey Hey everybody, thanks for watching another video from the Dice Tower. Hey, you want to learn more about us, communicate with us? We have a Facebook group, we have a Discord channel, lots of different ways to get involved with the Dice Tower. You can find that in our Linktree link below. So just click that, it will take you and you can communicate with us on Facebook, join our Facebook groups. There's lots of cool things that you can find and become part of the Dice Tower. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Tom Vassell.